Wow, they've got a beat going, but there's a lot of hate in that room right now. They hate Jewish Americans and the state of Israel, the Jewish state of Israel. A lot of hate on that campus. Some 100 masked anti-Israel protesters stormed Columbia University's campus in the first major protest since last spring. So we've seen this mounting. It's getting bigger now. This is one of the largest we've seen. They took over a part of the main library where students were studying for final exams. So they better really make sure that they contain themselves, because if you hurt one of those students, just think about that for a second. They're not thinking straight. Those protesters, this is not protected speech. This is not civil disobedience. This is hands-on violence. Hands-on. Security officers attempted to hold the line as that mob attempted to occupy that building. We have seen this before. The NYPD then moved in at the request of the university. I have lots of questions about why it took so long, but at least they got there. Police arrested around 80 people after students refused to identify themselves or leave the building. So you know they needed our officers there. The protests escalated and spilled out of the university gates and onto the streets, where police officers used riot gear to control that mob. The Trump administration, which has been cracking down on campus anti-Semitism, took swift action. Secretary of State Marco Rubio with this: "We are reviewing the visa status of the trespassers and vandals who took over Columbia University's library. Pro-Hamas thugs are no longer welcome in our great nation." In focus now, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, Republican of New York and House Republican leadership chair, is with me on the mez in person. Thank you for being here. Your first response to what we saw unfold.
It is absolutely disgraceful, and it is more, unfortunately, of what we've seen at our quote-unquote most elite institutions. This is why President Trump's action to defund places like Columbia, places like Harvard, who have refused to protect students on campus. We need to have a zero-tolerance policy for anti-Semitism, but also for violence, riots, and destruction of property. Think about this, Harris. They're heading into final exams. This is a library where students are studying to prepare for final exams, where the focus is on academics. And yet what you're seeing at Columbia, which has been fueled over many years because of failure of leadership at the university, is that they run roughshod. So I want to thank NYPD and law enforcement,
Yes.
but we need to hold these schools accountable for their failure to address this.
Well, look, there has been some talk this morning, and I have this question too, and I ask it. We're waiting for the university to say that it is now time to call the police. If you are a Jewish student in that library, you don't feel safe. That's your first clue. We need help. A, why did it take the university so long? And I don't have the minute count, but we can just watch the video live. Like, police were standing out. They wanted to help.
Yes.
So what do we need to do to get these universities to pay attention that the president means business?
What we have seen, particularly since October 7th, the Hamas terrorist attacks against Israel, and then the failure of universities, is that these schools are not going to save themselves. These presidents of these universities, these administrators, have failed to meet their responsibility to protect the safety of students on campus. There have been thousands of Jewish parents who have reached out to my office over the course of these past few years that they are having to hire private security. They're having to have their students, their children, escorted from class to class. This should never be happening. So the only way we do this is we need to revoke the taxpayer funding. These schools are not entitled to taxpayer dollars, and they're not meeting their federal requirement to protect the civil rights of all students on campuses.
So true. Well, places like Harvard don't need that money. I mean, we give them $9 billion. They have benefactors that give more than that.
Well, the reality of Harvard is they do need that money, and they feel entitled to that money, but they should not be entitled. It is our responsibility as members of Congress to be good stewards of U.S. taxpayer dollars. And when that money is going to prop up anti-Semitism, when that money is going towards un-American values, that's when it's very important that we revoke that.
Last quick question for you. Are you concerned about who we've let into the country and what it looks like when people begin to do this quote-unquote protesting? It's growing out of hand, not just the universities, but it can go someplace else.
These are not protests, Harris. These are criminal acts. This is violence. This is rioting. This is disruption of property. And we've seen many of these individuals are on foreign visas. I fully support revoking those foreign visas and deporting. And the steps that have been taken by President Trump and Secretary Rubio are tremendous. We need to keep doing that. It also broadens the question as to Why are we not focused on educating American students? You've seen the percentage of foreign students increase. These are American institutions. Of course, we want to attract the best and brightest, but not un-Americans.
Representative Stefanik, thank you for being with me.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.